Good morning. How we doing? We got some stragglers in the hallways, I see. It's been a busy couple of days already. We're already well into the event. Extremely excited to be here. I'll tell you, the energy level has been very high. A lot of great things going on. We had a number of awesome meetings yesterday with the VTN leadership team. We obviously had a great evening last night. How about a round of applause for Cisco and HP for last night? Really fantastic time. I don't know, as you guys are sitting down and getting situated, I know that you all have the magazines at your seat. Just wanted to point something out. For any of you who know Peter from Canada, he's in the bottom right corner. I think it's page 7. Now, I don't know about you, but if he looks like that when he flies his plane, I'm a little concerned. Where are you, Peter? Are you in here? All right. Very intense. I see Guy Barone on there, obviously doing some work on the bottom of that same page. I'll tell you, I went over to the Jenga table with Todd Huffstickler, and we started building our tower, and it was more or less like the Tower of Pisa, to be honest with you. It kept falling over, and we thought we were doing an all right job. We look over on the other side of the table, and there's Guy, like a Cheshire cat, right? Giant smile on his face. His tower is about 4 feet tall. We just kind of gave up at that point. It was really awesome, though. I had a great time. I know everybody else did. This morning's already been busy as well. We had the new member breakfast. We had an exclusive breakfast with Greg and our mastermind teams. A lot of great discussion going on. A lot of great things in the business happening as well. So welcome. Glad that you're here. Glad that we are where we're at. We have a great agenda, a lot of exciting things. We're going to have a great couple of days. Want to talk a little bit about our future here to just get things started. So how many of you in the room get Time Magazine? Okay, a couple of you. I'm sure at one point or another we've all picked up a copy. Well, this is a copy of the 2006 cover of Time Magazine. Every year they do their Person of the Year. And on the cover, we've seen dignitaries, we've seen athletes, we've seen business and world leaders. And really, the people who make the cover of the magazine for this particular edition are those who are really making an impact, doing different things, really leading very large efforts. This particular year was a little bit different because Time Magazine recognized the unstoppable power of the one and everyone, the organic nature of the crowd, the feeling of the tribe, the impact that any or all of you may have if you so choose to make a difference. We're all leaders. We're all leaders. How many of you in the room have heard of or follow Seth Godin? Okay, more hands there. Very good. I happen to be a fan of Seth. I follow his daily blog. I read his material. He's a bestseller. This is one of his books I just got done reading called Tribes. Just handed this out to the council in our meeting yesterday as well. I also like Seth because just personally he's from Buffalo. Just, you know, I'm a little biased. But he's a hometown guy as well, so I like to follow him for that reason as well. But as I read through the book, I couldn't stop but thinking about VTN. Here are a couple of points that I pulled out of that book. I don't know about you, but a lot of this looks fairly familiar to me. A lot of this is reminiscent of the feeling that I get when I'm with all of you. A lot of this has to do with what you're here doing in the community. You're leading. We're bringing people together. We're well connected. The ability to get things done is at a pace that's not normal because you're faster, more efficient. You have the relationships, you have the contacts and the resources. We're also taking a look at how does this kind of parlay into our future here. Well, it talks a lot about creating a movement. You know, there's a story in the book about the Grateful Dead. You know, they had one real big album, but they had a following that was really hard to reckon with. I mean, it was widespread, it was organic, it was very passionate. It's a movement that they started because they've inspired the crowd. It's not a movement that's just based on one person or one individual or one thing. It's everything. And that's really what we need to take a look at as we look at our future. What is the future of ETN? The future is obviously you in this room, okay? But it's bigger than that. Last night at the charity event, another great example. The power of VTN is bigger than this community. The power of VTN is bigger than the folks that are in this room. What does it take to start a movement? Well, it really takes a pioneer. It takes people who aren't afraid to walk the line. It takes people who are comfortable with taking a risk, flipping things on their head, challenging what's always been done. Some controversial, obviously very insightful. These are examples of guys that I consider icons, pioneers, people who are not afraid, but also people who inspire the crowd. People who inspire a passionate, organic movement from within. So how does this play into our future? Well, for me, the future of ETN is our ability to take the active involvement from the 350 to 400 people that show up at the event and think big. Why can't it be 3,500 people who are directly impacted by and directly leveraging the ongoing value of this community? When we look at this, going from 350 to 3,500 is a really, really big deal. We've always talked about taking the value of ETN and driving it deeper into your organization. Taking the value of ETN, and for those of you who are our sponsors, driving it into your field. Because this value is unstoppable. This community is unstoppable. The point here is, how do we inspire the crowd? How do we build our tribe beyond those of us in the room? That magnifies the value and the impact of this community in a way that will set our stage for the next decade. And that's what we're committed to. You'll see us aggressively do some things in the community in terms of how we're structuring our activity around getting here. So how are we going to do it? Well, there are three things that I'm going to talk to you about in terms of what we're doing to help us to pave the way for that. The first and foremost is we're really working aggressively to make it easier to engage and to collaborate within the community. This is a picture from the Iditarod from this past March. This is not an easy race. There are people who die in this race. There are people who don't make it because it's tough and it's long and it's painful. Well, guess what? So is this business. And we've seen over the past couple of years just how tough it can be. But we've also seen how easy we can make it if we're able to connect to the right things, right people, right reasons in an efficient manner. And that's what we're committed to. Step one is make it easy to engage in this community. So you see examples like the Spot Me device. Okay, pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Making that collaboration a lot easier while we're here at the event. You want to find somebody? You hit a button. You want to set a meeting? You hit a button. Doesn't get any easier than that. You want someone's phone number? Hit a button. Goes into a file. You're going to get it at your office, everybody's business card that you talk to. Makes it easy. The VTN website. If you haven't been there yet, I encourage you to go. www.im-vtn.com. That site sits in an open place so that everybody in your organization, whether you're a partner or a vendor, can experience the power of VTN. If you have customers of yours that you want to experience the power of this community, send them there. It also integrates all of our social media. Okay, we've got an incredible amount of buzz that's already happening just between yesterday and today. Pictures, videos, tweets, all that stuff. It's all in there. We've taken it one step further, where we've actually dedicated a hard role on the council. Alan McDonald, our VTN CIO, whose sole purpose on the council is committed to making the collaboration and connection between our members deeper, more efficient, more productive for you. We're not doing this halfway. We're completely committed to this. The second thing, this is not your mama's community. This is not a community off the shelf. For those of you who've had, clothing that's been tailored to fit you versus buying off a rack, that's the type of feeling that I want you to have in your head. That's the visual. This community has been built by you, for you, and your specific needs. It will continue to change and shift, just like we do. Hopefully not out, hopefully in, right? When we're talking about suits. But this is not something that's cookie cutter, okay? Imagine a world in which we come to events like this in the future and you immediately can tell who in the room is the same business model as you. Who in the room has the same size company as you? How many of your peers are also interested in building the same solution set as your business at that moment? We're investing in technology. We're investing in the way that this community operates to allow you to be able to see that. Your specific experience in VTN will be unique to you. It's not unique to everybody. It's going to be unique to you. And that's where we're going. The last point here is we're really working hard to build more into this community. Our vision is that everything that you need for success in your business can be found within the community. You don't have to call outside. You need technical certification training, it's in there. You want peer-to-peer mastermind experiences, you want to go deeper with your peers, it's in there. You need contacts and connections and resources, it's in there. All you need to do is call us. All you need to do is call your peers. There is no deal that we can't knock down collectively in this community. I challenge you to find one. There is no issue that we can't solve within this community. The same challenge stands. It's all in there. This is your community. It's about you. It's built for you, by you. It won't be without measurement, though. We're going to track our progress. It's important to you. It's important to Ingram. It's important to our sponsors that we show progress. Frankly, when we talk about VTN as bigger than this community, it's bigger than this room, it is. We serve a purpose that's channel-wide. We are here to impact not this community. We serve the purpose of impacting the future of the channel. And I'll talk about a couple of examples where we're doing that tomorrow morning. We're going to measure our success. This community, at the end of 2010, we look at the growth of VTN, 22% growth. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal. Last point I want to make. I'm here for you. Our team is here for you. This is all about you. You have our success and our future in your hands. We're here to be your guide. We're here to be your concierge. What do you need to be successful? We're going to build it in. Where do you want to go? We're going to build it in. Yesterday we sat in a room with the leadership from VTN. There were 75 plus people in there. Those of you in the room who are in a leadership position here, that's a huge chunk of the community membership. That is a big deal. Our sole purpose here is to make sure you have everything that you need. It's all in VTN. So I'm excited about the next couple of days. I thank you for all of your passion and your efforts and your business and your time here with us. I know that you're committed. Last year we spent the year making sure everybody was in. Now we're in. Now we're working on the future. And it's up to us.